Sorry to blow your eardrums out. Shout out to everybody here. I'm so excited to be alive. Shout out to you out there on the planet, everybody out there watching on the internet. The internet's an amazing place. We can all connect. I can't believe it. At the same place, at the same time, every single weekday. I was going to say every single day, but that would not be a truthhood, right? That would be a falsehood. So anyway, shout out to all you beautiful souls. We love each and every one of you. Thank you for making my day. I already feel great the second this button hits. The second I watch that intro and I realize how much we've created. I mean, that introduction's on I'm like, man, I got to create quite a show today if that is the introduction. So shout out to all my beautiful people, lovers of life, the lifers. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Sorry. Let's get a little more intimate with this microphone. Shout out to all you people. We love you. We thank you for being here, and we appreciate you for helping this show grow as much as it has throughout the years. So it's Bitcoin. Making almost like a false move Monday type of move here on a low liquidity Thursday. There's other information we're going to discuss as well. I'm on it for you. I'm going to constantly remind you of things that you need to think about. I'm like your Bitcoin daddy, I have to say. Sorry. Call me your dad, but I'm the Bitcoin daddy. All right? I'm going to tell you I'm going to remind you what you need to be paying attention to. All right? Because that's all I do every single day. So if I have to deal with it, then you have to deal with it. Bam. Anyway. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you all. First thing we want to break down is that CME Fed Watch tool. And as you can see behind me there, 99% is the idea that we will have that Fed rate hike right here, right above my head here, 99%. We will have that Fed rate hike. It's basically guaranteed. All right, so not much to be had there. We will go live anyway. We will be doing it July 26th. So get ready. Get your calendars out. That will be a Wednesday of next week. So get excited. I know I'm so excited to watch Jerome Powell again. But it is what it is. So shout out to everybody here that will be there during the rate hike day, or who maybe have found me during a rate hike day. You never know. All right. May God bless each and every one of you for just being awesome. Today's a beautiful day to be alive. Every day I'm alive is a blessing. The one thing about my father's passing that I'm reminded by is that I could pass, that people I know could pass, that anything could happen. You know, I always knew that, but it just gets compounded when someone you truly, truly love and that you've known your whole life has disappeared, you know? So, still hard. And, you know, today I leave my mom alone, and she'll be alone for the first time in about a month and a few weeks, 6, 7, 8 weeks, something like that. And it was up to me. I just stay with her. But, you know, I do have my wife's coming home from the airport. I got to pick her up. I got to do that Boston life. And right now I'm on Martha's Vineyard just, you know. So it's been a really good time with my mom. I've taken walks with her every morning. We went out to dinner. I'm going to take her to lunch today before I leave. You know, and, yeah. She get a heart monitor on her heart now. They want to find out if she has AFib and all this. So it just gets more stressful, right? It doesn't get easier. As you get older, it gets more stressful. Like, she lost her husband when her body can't even, you know, like, is more susceptible to the, like, she's older and just, so it's like as you get older, more you get hit with the hardest things. It just, this life is not easy. It doesn't get easy, everybody. We're in it for a real treat in this life. It's a great life. I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying the lessons we learn through death and pain and aging are tough. And they definitely condition our souls to some other realm of nature, you know. Anyway, stop yapping about my life and all the things that have gone on. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. If you were in my trading group, we talked about this being in a symmetrical triangle, and Bitcoin was getting tighter and tighter. We had two moves here. I don't know what happened to my other move. I guess it accidentally got deleted, but we had two measured moves here. Oops, stop that. If you hold control, you should be able to just pull that out. Yeah. So we had two measured moves, right? One got us to about 30,361. One brought us back down to the bottom of this channel. We wanted to see a breakout. We did have a gap in the VRVP there. If you bring it in there, you see that nice gap, and we did make it through there. Look where we stopped right here, point of control. All right. And you can see, too, even if you didn't use a VRVP, even if you didn't know what an order block is, even if you didn't go into all that fair value gap stuff and you didn't learn all that, resistance. I mean, this is where price action previously had a bunch of resistance. 30,300 is the weekly area that I keep mentioning every single day on my channel. So even if you're just on my channel, you're going to hear and you're going to be like, oh, yeah, that guy talks about that 30,300 level over and over and over again. Like he's constantly bringing it up. So anyway, so that was a nice trade, in my humble opinion. It hit the target, which was the length. The target would be the length of the base of the triangle, you know, and you could take boom to boom, and then you would swing it here. And, you know, basically, I mean, that's exactly where we went. Pretty crazy. Algorithms just, they can only work, you know, they're all the bot, jip, jip, jip. So when you trade like a bot, you can see like a bot. It's pretty interesting, all right? So Bitcoin hit the target, hit the resistance, okay? Makes perfect sense to me, all right? If you were in my trading group, you would have known that we were getting tight. You'd have known the moving averages, and you would have known, I said, man, a move is coming because Bitcoin's getting too tight in this range. We're breaking up or down in the next couple hours. Like, it's going to happen, right? And so you get these type of updates in the trading group every single day. You may be a great trader. You may be an expert trader. You may be a beginner trader. If you're a beginner, boom. I have a list of like 50 to 60 videos to get you up to speed to my stuff. If you take my beginner's course the last Saturday of every month and you hang out with me, you're going to be really ready to go. If you start posting your own charts in the trading library and people start responding to you, it's going to become amazing. So just know that I have a group of people that are dedicated to my cause and what I've done. Some of them are in the trading group because they've made so much money they're never going to leave. They've made 70 to 100,000, you know. They've learned so many skills and ideas. So they're there, you know, paying the membership so they can be there for you. I know you, and you'd be like, no, I'm telling you right now. Then there's other people that are in the group that are new, starting to make money and love it. They love what they find. They love what's going on. Boom. And then there's the new people that learn, and they're in the midst of learning, and they're loving what they're getting back. So I just get great feedback all the time. A lot of good testimonials. Jump on into the trading group today. I would greatly appreciate giving me a chance to help you. All right? Once you pay that $99, you have access to my life. You're riding with me, right? And it's a fun ride, honestly. I've been on a very interesting ride, and I'm telling you right now, it's just been it's been a good ride. So you can join the trading group. We'll put a link right there for you. All right? And when you see me trading today, if I dollar cost average, if I buy something, whatever I may be doing exchange-wise, we'll be on MEXC. All right? A lot of KuCoin people, you wake up today, realize that you may not be able to trade KuCoin. Run on into MEXC. It's going to be the place to be for you. All right? Link to the Discord for my trading group. Link to MEXC. Let me show you like an idea of my trading group. And again, I'm not boasting. Sometimes it's not like, oh, you're going to 100x your portfolio. You're going to double up overnight. You know? And we're going to get to Bitcoin in 1 second. One thing here, price likes to pump up to the 200 SMA. Just likes to. I'm not saying it's guaranteed to, but it likes to do that. All right? You got this falling wedge. A lot of times I do see this wedge where the head of this somewhat of an inverted head and shoulder breaks the wedge and comes back in. I've seen it many times. Again, it's kind of breaking the rules. As a beginner, you should just always be hitting the trends. But I have seen that. You know, I play with that idea. And you could also bring this up and kind of, it starts to make a bit of a symmetrical triangle. All right? This is a cup. You have previous support and resistance line at this red line, which is the point of control on the VRVP. But when these moving averages get tight, a lot of times price action will pump up to the 200 SMA. You don't know exactly. It might go here, might go there, you know, somewhere in this region. You kind of place it around where you see it. So then I start looking at VGX. I might set an alert on it. It just kind of has my eye, right? Chance that it will hit that, you know, tight moving averages here on the 4 hour. I could even make a tighter little channel here. Some type of kind of symmetrical. So you just see the tight. And I'm not saying this is guaranteed to pop. I'm just, you know. So we look at XDC, USDC, all right? XDC is connected to the ISO 222 coins, all right? When you use XDC, you're talking about XLM. You're talking about XRP. It tends to follow quant. All right. Those are the main, the main 5 big coins that you're going to see at ISO 222, which means they're part of like the new age movement. And but look, I mean, I put out XDC, all right, in the trading group just 2 days ago. So I just wanted to show you what the trading group could do. And just in an honest, nice way, without like, shill it in the nicest shill possible. But, So number one, you get like really good in-depth updates. I'm not saying every single time. Sometimes it's something quick I see and I just got to throw it up there on the live. Or I might be running out to dinner, but I see something and I want you to see it. But look, XDC. All right, I give you the ticker. I tell you the mainnet. I tell you what exchange it's on. I tell you the technical analysis is on the 1 hour, right? I tell you the pattern is a falling wedge, number one. All right, you get that. Nice and neat, too. I tell you the stochastics RSI are oversold in the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame. By this time, if you've taken my beginner's course, this starts to make sense to you. If you've posted enough charts, this makes sense to you. If it doesn't, you need to study. Relative strength was also in a falling wedge. I teach you how I put that inside. This all makes sense. And this is basically the checklist that I teach inside of the beginner's course, which took me 7 years to really put together. Visible range, volume profile, prices above the POC, looking to go to the value area highs. All right, that's a big deal. And you'll start learning what the POC is. You'll start learning what the VRVP is. You'll be accustomed to this stuff in the package. The volume with falling price, amazing. Lack of bearish momentum on the daily. Moving averages begin to curve up on the 4 hour. And then I give you a link to both charts. You see what I'm saying? And if you take a look at like the 4 hour chart, and I show you, like I drew a fib from this wick to this wick. It came down to the 618 Fibonacci level and wicked into the golden pocket, which is between the 0.618 and the 0.65, which I make white. There's also resistance, 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 resistance. SR flips. The previous resistance becomes support. Okay? It stays above the POC. Falling wedge in the RSI, right? This is moving. Falling volume with falling price. Stochastics are oversold. Tells me that there's a very high likelihood this can make a move. So I post this to the trading group. And I give my reasonings why. So you can learn. Maybe you don't make the trade, but maybe you see it go up and you write these things down. And you learn to look for these same things. All right? And look, I give you the chart on 2 different time frames. I've been part of signals groups. I've been in trading groups. I've never seen such clean, in-depth posts. You know what I mean? So, the 16th. Today is the 20th. 4 days later. 4 days later. Right? Market's been not amazing. It's not like there's been gainers all over the place. And look at this puppy. 4 days. Up 26% gains. All right? To the target and some to the upside. Right? How do we find gains? How does this consistently... if you come to my channel any given day, you're sitting and you're going to be like, oh, there he is again. There's that guy that goes over the gains that he made. How? Why do we... Because we have a system that we consistently use over and over again, and it has a high probability of a win rate. And I can teach you this, and you can see it, right? This is the 4 hour time frame. This is 4 days. And honestly, people all want to... It's not, if you can make 5% here, 10% here, 26% here, in 4 days, 26%, you divide that by 4, I mean, that's more. That's about 6%, a little more, right? 6.25 or something % a day. 6% a day is amazing. And this thing is still mooning. Look at that. I would start taking profits considering it's so high on the RSI, MACD, and stochastics RSI, and it's away from the 21-day moving average. Like, perfect time to possibly pull another fib here and wait for it to come down to a 618. All right, if anyone wants to play XDC. But, yeah. And so I'm just showing you that in my trading, and I don't post a lot that day. It wasn't like I sat there and posted 15 charts. I might have posted 2, maybe even 3 charts, maybe even only a couple, maybe even 1 or 2. So if you join the trading group, you get the education, you get around people that want the education, you come surrounded by people that really want to change their lives. To me, that's what it's about. I joined a trading group, so I don't know another way. You see what I mean? I'm sure there's a way to do it on your own, and I'm not saying it can't be done. Anything can be done with mind and focus, but being around a group of people for me helped me stay on point. And then once I learned things, I was able to show other people, and help other people. And I would be at work and I'd be like in this trading group and I'd be helping other people. You know, I'd find myself in what was called like the learning areas, and I'd be like, hey man, you know, your divergence is off. You're drawing bearish divergence like it's bullish. Like you can only draw that on the top of this and the top of that, you know? And I got this cool feeling every time I did it. And I thought I was just into charting, but it was really like I got a high off of helping other people. Like really an endorphin in my brain would expand and I would be like, whoa. And I didn't put two and two together that I was getting like this amazing feeling from helping people. It slowly became, you know, I had to figure that. It was like I had to figure it out. So anyway, so shout out to everyone that lets me help them, lets me tutor them, lets me teach them. And I can see these things, like I can see them before they happen, like the likelihood of them happening. And I can't say, I know that was going to happen. And can't say stuff like that. But all the things that I teach and study, you know, just continuously come to fruition over and over and over and over again, you know. So shout out to anyone that took advantage of this move to the upside for XDC. And I just want to kind of show you why, like last night, we were able to give you the idea of what Bitcoin was doing, show you exactly the pattern it was making, even show you where the measured move would likely take you if it went to the upside. Couldn't tell you where Bitcoin was going, but heck, we did a really good job of figuring out what the options were for it, the two options that were set, and then how to look for the higher probability based on the stochastics RSI. You know what I mean? So, may God bless everybody. The passing of my father makes me just more grateful for every moment that I do have. All I can do is cling to the great things that I do have. Every time I have a moment of sadness, or I think of the pain my father was in, I take a deep breath and I say, you know, it could have been worse. And it's been worse for so many other people, like heart-wrenchingly worse. So I'll take mine. And, you know, one thing my dad used to say all the time, all right, was, and he would say this to me so many times. It's funny when I hear the saying, which because he didn't make it up or anything, I think about my father, you know. But he used to say to me, you know, if you sat in a circle and everyone put their problems out on a table, and you know, you threw your problems out and you looked at everyone else's, he's like, you would grab your problems right back if you looked at everyone else's. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, anyway, AGLD. That's just something my dad would say all the time, you know. And indirectly what it means is be grateful for what you do have. And, you know, everyone goes through things. You're not the only one, number two. And number three, like, you're probably way more fortunate than you realize if you were really to see what was going on. So, there's always someone who has it worse than you, you know. Having a worse day than you, going through a tougher time than you, just going through it, you know. Let's talk about AGLD. AGLD, another coin that I went over on the charts that went up beautifully to the upside. We talked about it on 627. We started speculating on the tightness here. And I just want to show you, like, the movement of a trade. Like, everyone wants this fast money, but, like, here you are, June 16th, 23rd, 21st, 23rd, right? Right here, June 27th. I'm talking about it breaking out. From that moment, it's up 100. It went up 171. And it's still holding gains of basically right now at 109 of like 139% gains, right? Yeah, that took about under a month. So even if it took a month at 100% gains, that's 3% a day, right? That would be 99%. So, and it took less than a month. It took about 7 days less than a month, like 21 days to make 100%. That's like 5% a day. I'm just saying, so like there's another coin that I put out to the trading group when the market wasn't amazing. People weren't really paying attention. They were talking about Bitcoin being flat and there's no money to be made. But this made massive gains. Massive gains. Then I talked about the retest, how it was coming back for a retest. I think I might have to write the word retest here. I know I put out the retest anyway. But I put out when it was coming back down to this area as possible retest. And, I mean, that was a beautiful retest for AGLD. And then you learn in my group what a retest is. You learn how support and resistance works, what an SR flip is, and you continue to grow. So the trading group has so many awesome things in it. And we tend to find gainers that no one's paying attention to. You know, I'm not saying we get every single thing. I wish I could, right? Of course not, but we do a really, really good job. So let's talk about Bitcoin getting a nasty dump to the downside. It's like a false move Monday today. So it had the beautiful falling wedge. It got oversold in the 15-minute. It was looking for that move further to the upside. We had some resistance here, and we were hoping to hold the zone for a bounce back up, right? That's what it was looking like could possibly happen. However, 4 hours very overbought, right? Not looking too good. So you needed kind of that Hail Mary move on the 15-minute. 4 hour taking the hammering. A lot of days the 4 hour will just take it, and it'll smash through all the other time frames. Bearish engulfing candle on the 4 hour, getting nastily bearish for Bitcoin. Let's break it down. Falling back inside the falling wedge that it broke out of. Looking more like a bear trap now for BTC. All right. Let's break it down. I'll remove all my drawings. We're going to take a look at it as Bitcoin is dumping in our face. It had bounced earlier for a nice little bounce when I woke up this morning. It was early 6 a.m. I mean, a lot has changed since 6 a.m. It's now 10:36 a.m. But we'll take a look here at BTC and the dump, see when it could stop, what levels we have to pay attention to, and what's happening on this nasty dump on Thursday for BTC. All right. So still inside, I believe, what you would call a bullish megaphone. All right. Attempting to be inside this bigger falling wedge, I guess. You could say it like broke out of, broke back in, broke out of, broke back in. Pretty messy. That's kind of going on a bit of a limb there. Daily and the 22 are still oversold, attempting to make a big double bottom here. See this? Boom, boom. But that would technically, to me, still be a bit of a double bottom. However, below, right, if we bring it all in, below this high volume node sticking out, there is a gap in the VRVP all the way back down to 27.9, 28,000. So it tells you if you lose this level, you have a contention at 29.4, like we talked about, 29.5 area. But you lose that, you fall back down possibly to this one last, which is 28.5, 28.471, and then, this little level here, 28,000. And then back to this chunk here, 27K. So I'm not, this could definitely happen. We could see a nasty drop. Not saying it is. I'm just saying it could happen. I'm open-minded. We are getting more oversold on the daily time frame. All right. 3-day, though, finally has, we talked about the 3-day and how beautiful it was, and we wrote it. We called it out. We wrote it up. It had those 9 days, 3 straight candles in a row, 9 beautiful days of a pump, and then consolidation now. Can it stay above the 3-day resistance here at 29,500 is the question. We lose that level, we come back down and we're going to test the 28 and the $27,000 region. So we do have to watch this stuff, but it's not like chaos, Again, the weekly stays above the 200 SMA. Bullish sign for me. The 21 crossing we already went over was a very bullish sign. Tells us that this low is pretty much protected. We shouldn't make a low lower than that low, but you never know. We did make a high higher than the high. As you can see on the weekly, we did close a candle above that, right? So there's your high, there's your low, there's your higher high. We expect some type of higher low. It may take a couple weeks, maybe 4 or 5 more weeks before we get the exact higher low that we want. But so, it's not all bear boom and gloom, even though we're getting a bit of a dump today. I just want to calm people's nerves, look at the bigger time frames, take a deep breath, all right? I'm going to can this. I mean, this falling wedge idea is a little too much for me personally. I guess you could say this was we were in something like this, though. as we broke out of it, broke back inside. So could Bitcoin, was it attempting to make it back to the top of the range? But you can see it got rejected again by the same area of liquidity. And there's a POC right there sticking out on the VRVP. I mean, you know, it's a bounce, bounce, fall through, bounce, bounce, resistance, 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 bounce, bounce, resistance, resistance, almost resistance, and came to resistance yet again. People just, this is a sell wall where people are just taking massive profits every time they get a chance. All right. So people are trading the range, and that's the new area of liquidity that people want to take advantage of, right? Can the bulls buy this back up? 4 hour again, now flirting with being below the 200 SMA, which, you know, to me is the beginning of usually more of a downtrend, right? And this looks more and more like a Bart Simpson to me the longer it stays inside of this pattern. And there's your next zone of liquidity. There's your gap in the VRVP. Tells you would go to about $27,200. So don't be surprised when we see 27K. Don't act like we didn't go over it and talk about it. That would be a perfect Bart Simpson. And that is your next zone. And we showed you the 3 other levels that you have to watch. I mean, it's pretty simple. 29.5, 28.5, 28,000, and then you're talking 27K. But the gap in the VRVP expresses to me the idea that we could go further down to this, you know, to that area. You know, no matter how you look at it. So I'm seeing some bearish tones for Bitcoin for sure. 4 hour right now to me is bearish. It's very overbought. And it's curving on the Stokes and didn't get above its previous high. You got, you know, I kept saying this over and over again. You got to get a 4 hour or a daily candle close above 30,300. I said preferably 30,006 or 8 even, or I remain bearish. You know, it's so simple to me. Like, I know the roads to get us to the next levels, and if you can't break those levels, you're bearish. It's just so, like, to me, it's night and day. You know, and there we are again with we getting a nice little pump this morning. Bitcoin getting the bounce and then getting rejected at this area yet again. And now forming a 4 hour candle in an hour and 16 minutes. Right click here, always hit countdown to bar close. You want to know when these bars are closing. An hour and 15 minutes, this candle will close, and it looks like it's going to close below the 200 SMA. Very beginning of bearish tones for BTC. This will continue further down into this area as far as I'm concerned, and highly likely test 29,500. All right. So good time to open a short there at resistance, short resistance, long support. I mean, that was a beautiful resistance area right there for Bitcoin, right? We traded some flags bullishly the last 2 days. Nice little moves, little couple scalps. Even yesterday in the trading group, we hit a nice scalp. The day before, we had a really nice scalp. So another thing, I give you whatever I see. I might see Bitcoin in the scalp on the 1 minute. I'm giving you 3-day charts to put alerts on, to watch on the larger time frames. Anything I can find that I believe will give us some gold, I'm looking for, right? Hey, I found AGLD and XDC when the market was flat. Both of those making nice gains, you know. So, all right, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Battling it right now. People like buying these zones up. Every time we get to these areas, it seems to get bought up. So can the bulls step in again and buy us back up to 30K is the question. We got this big level of 29.5, which corroborates the story of what I'm looking at with a move further to the downside. We don't have anything really too high kind of dangling us, telling us, hey, let's come up on further. So BOOKMAP, link in the description below, heat map order book telling us where the biggest orders are on the order book. See what the candlesticks are hiding, you know? Instead of just looking at a candlestick, see what made that candlestick. How many orders were behind it? How many people wanted to buy? What was going on? Did people also get liquidated? All right. You can watch the liquidations here. Right there, there was a little bit of a long liquidation. If it goes down here, it means people were longing and they got stopped out with a liquidation. If it's up here, it means people were shorting. They got stopped out on a short liquidation. All right. There we go. We're getting some buys back to the upside. Every time Bitcoin has been getting bought back up to 30,000. Like it's a gift to buy it below 30K, right? The T8 the TA leans right now, probability-wise, that we will go lower. That's just what the TA says, but there's no guarantees. All right? So once you see a nasty red candle on the 4-hour, all you can see is a red candle. What do? Well, you switch to the smaller time frame. You don't have any really choice. 1 minute, 30-second, and you start looking for divergences, inverted head and shoulders, things that make sense, things that can help you get a move back up. Like this is technically a nice little bullish D because you get this swing up while this swings to the downside. And lo and behold, you can get back above the zone. And now you know you got your local resistance. Like you have to get back above 29,850 to remain bullish. If you can't get above there, you can kiss the whole day goodbye. Like the rest of it is a short. You see? So can you get above 29,000? Really 938. I misspoke there. Call it 950 really, but 29,950 really you need to get back above or you're toast. You know, you're absolutely toast. If you're long. If you're short, you're good, right? I mean, that'll be a great resistance area. So we pumped up. Didn't get any short liquidations either, which was interesting. Usually we would have. I find that odd. So people are liking the price again at 29.7. They're buying back in. The orders are thin up here, though, compared to the buys down here, which tells me that the liquidity could override it. And they could, 29.5 looks like they may get their orders. Another cool thing to do with this indicator is add this liquidation levels that I have on right here. And this is just going to, in 15 minutes is a good time frame to use it on. Double click the screen and just look at it by itself, arbitrarily. Give it some time. It'll load. And you want to kind of... You got 50x, 100, 25, 50, and 100x longs. And these are all the stop losses of liquidations. And then you have the same 100x, 50x, and 25x shorts, right? And you can see that you have a lot thicker liquidity down here than you have up here. Which also suggests to me that the market maker will come down and grab all of this before it even thinks of going back up, right? So, and look, speak of the devil as we say that, long liquidations, you see? And now we're moving where? To the downside. BOOKMAP just helps the story for me, build what's happening, right? And I've been bearish, right? I'm bullish long term, and I'm showing you I'm bullish as long as we stay above those moving averages on the 30-day and the weekly, But right now, short term now, I'm flipping bearish now on the 4-hour because we're below the 200 SMA. We're making lower lows. We're struggling, So Bitcoin is showing signs of weakness. All right, bulls weren't able to break through certain levels and hold those key levels. 1 hour's pushing down, 4 hours pushing down. Stochastics are both giving us, likelihoods of a move to the downside. So again, only time frame is to watch like the 1 minute again. See if the divergence will play out, or are we just, making a bear flag that just very well wants to continue to the downside. Measured move takes you to 29.4, right? What levels are we really don't want to breach? Let's take a look at the bigger idea here. Yeah, I mean, we lose this falling wedge here, right? And there's just pretty much a free fall down to right here. 28,500. There's really just not a lot stopping us from dropping a nice $1,000 move, right? So we basically, look, they got 29.5 filled on the futures. Look at that. They liquidated people right down pretty close to that level. See, when you saw that big line of liquidity, it told me that it was likely going to get filled. And what happened? We got filled. So like BOOKMAP helps me predict where price action is going to go. You know, you're not supposed to predict, but or adds to the higher probability of where price action is going to go. And lo and behold, where did we go? That line was sitting there waiting to be, you know, and the longs got liquidated. People that couldn't read BOOKMAP or don't have it opened up a long here, right? Me, I was like, no, right? How many times you see me ready to go long and I'm always long? Everyone says you're always long. You're always longing the price action. And a lot of days I am longing. I am longing, right? And there's many days. Today, was I longing? No. Why? Because, number one, it's a low volume Thursday in the summertime. And number two, I could see that there was a more likelihood of a short, you know. Why didn't I open up a short? Honestly, I wasn't trading this morning. You know, I'm traveling today. So travel days, I don't like to really begin opening up positions in the morning because then I'm doing other things where I really need to focus and I can't fully focus on them because of the travel. So, you know, anyway, I guess it's an excuse and you can trade on it. I guess I have traded travel days, but per se, like, I don't want to have like a position open that I need to check throughout the day, you know, anyway. So we marked out a little bit of bullish divvy there. Slight, a little more right there. Trying to tell us, hey, we could get a bounce. And you got to watch the smaller time frames. And like now you just know, look, I mean, you have a resistance now at 29,000. I'll put a line there. 29,936. Like you got to get back above 29,950 to remain bullish. And look, now they're liquidating some shorts. Some people that, but they got really, really close with the liquidations. All right. We just talked about the fact that they wanted to go lower because we saw more liquidations down here. Did we not? So like, you know, some days you're going to come here and we're going to trade live. We're going to see live price action and it's going to be insane. Other days we're going to do this. Like we're going to be learning together. Like I'm showing you how to watch what you need to see, right? Still more liquidity down here. Wouldn't be surprised if we push down, you know, 28,500 areas, you know. So there's more than just the candlesticks. It gets deeper than that. You start watching and reading liquidity. I mean, you have no choice, right? And that's why I also pay for the 30 second and the 5 second and the 1 second. You don't really need these charts. They're a little in depth, right? But I mean, you could see a direct change in price action. Like technically a bull pennant right there breaks out 68% of the time. What if I were to leverage trade that on the 5 second chart? You know, just crazy. Insane, but low stochastics, MACDC's lag, you have falling volume with falling price. It says that there's a high likelihood that that could happen based on my indications. This is fun. We'll know in 30 seconds to a minute and a half, right? Little divergence here because this is swinging down and this is a lot flatter here on the RSI. But it's also very high risk, right? I'm not trading this right now. I want to be clear. I'm just speculating for fun for a second. Look at that thing turn down. Nasty. And you could even start seeing levels here. Like you got a resistance at 27,750 now. Like that's a local. I mean, it's on a very small time frame, right? I don't normally trade the 5 second, nor the 36. Like the 1 minute is really as low as I've been. I've messed with it. I have traded the 30 second chart a couple times, but it's a bit insane, you know. But like now we have a resistance here. 29,750, like clear as day. You see that? Like bounce. You SR flipped it on the short side. You got a strong set of bullish div here. Moving up, moving down. That should be our bottom. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. Could be our reversal back to the upside here for Bitcoin. All right. Shout out to the 719 people on the live. My name is Samuel James Price. I've been trading for 15 years. I live stream every single day. Welcome. We go over Bitcoin. We go over the stock market too. We're going to start doing stocks and going over stock ideas. We went over coin. We went over a bunch of other things throughout the day. S&P 500, the DXY. So come to this channel to get just knowledge from trading. It is the Crypto Lifer channel, but we show you how to trade every single day. Simple ways to figure out where the market could be or could not be going. Using probability, you're not predicting things. You don't know I have no idea where the market's going to go. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. All right, so welcome to the live stream. Please hit the like. And we drink lemon water here, and we promote it every day. Stay hydrated. Stay ready to go. Stay, you just got to drink the right things. All right. So $29,720 for Bitcoin, battling right now on BOOKMAP. As we watch short and long liquidations, and we had a level we were looking for, it did get brought down to that level. All right. Now it looks like it's coming for some some short liquidations. Usually when it starts to bubble up like that, we start getting the short liquidations yet again. All right. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder suggests we will break to the upside. It's an inverted head and shoulder right there, we would call it. These break up 68% of the time. The length of the base to the head of, so it should go up somewhere at least to this angle here. We got back above 29,750, which is a good sign. We broke at least that somewhat resistance, Smaller time frames show you when the bleeding stops. Right now, you would just be seeing a red candle on the 4-hour and have no clue what's going on. Even the 1-hour time frame. All right. And look, there's that short liquidation that I just talked about. Boom. 17K for, we got the, boom. Now, higher time frame, less liquidation. You see that? 36.17. Are we starting to get a slowdown in the shorts? Possible, right? Which would mean that we're not likely going to pump up much more. We're kind of slowing down on how many people we could short. One of my frames, you got to just be really quick with the price action. Make sure you're moving it fast, and it's all about just, trusting your TA too. All right. But that's starting to make some type of symmetrical triangle. 50% break up or down. All right. And, you got to stay above 29,750 now. And you got a resistance at 29,850. Now these become your resistance. These levels that were just support become new resistance. All right. Coming up, can you get another short liquidation here? You're starting to make a bit of a flag on like what would look like a 30. This is like the 1 second chart. And you can even open it up and watch it in fast motion. So crazy, right? Like BOOKMAP can draw me in sometimes. Sorry, I just got hypnotized by BOOKMAP. Just kind of watching it. You can get really drawn in by price action there. So yeah, and now we have that resistance. 29,750 here, right? We seem to be falling back below. Making some type of tight channel. Not a great day for BTC. Good day for the short. Shout out to anyone that shorted the market and took that gain. Hey, it's a good day for anyone. There's always movement. So as long as you're taking the market the right way, there is movement. All right. How to short the market? Well, one way is to use MEXC. All right. You'd go to MEXC and you would open up an account and you could short the market using either leverage. And you could even use 1x leverage, 2x leverage. If you don't know how to use leverage, you don't have to use a lot. That's the one thing I always talk about is just using small amounts. Right? All right. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't think I'm saying you should be taking this financial advice. All right. I'm just telling you things that I use. I like MEXC Global because it just has the most tools and the fastest liquidity. All right. It also has zero fees, zero maker and taker fees. So every time I open up a trade or do anything, I don't pay any fees. I don't know how long this will last, so I would open up an account today just to take advantage of that. Especially better fees than KuCoin, better fees than all the other exchanges. I like KuCoin. They have some coins that you can't get anywhere else, so shout out to KuCoin. We love you. But MEXC is the second best, if not even better, when it comes to getting into the faster coins. If a new coin comes up and it's a meme coin, MEXC has it. They had Pepe too. They had Pepe before everyone else had it. Like the second it came out, you could get it here. A lot of people were rushing into Uniswap, paying these high fees, and they could have been swing trading Pepe right here on MEXC. So, you know, I buy spot Bitcoin here. I do so many things here. You guys watch me all the time. Futures trading, spot trading, you name it on MEX Global. So I love MEXC. Link in the description below and in the comment section. So check it out. How's the chat doing? How's everybody in the chat doing today? Appreciate each and every one of you. Hey, Sandwich Terrence. Love your dad and Michael. I'm proud of you. You're doing it. Thank you for applying everything. Shout out to Nazor Leo, man. We love you, brother. God bless you, brother. Thank you. My man. It's so hard, man. I'm sure you miss Mikey too, bro. Potato water, man. See, who's saying that? Does MEXC have algorithm bot? It may, yeah, you can get, well, we have, actually, they kind of try to stop that because they don't want people doing that, you know. On point, Sammy. Shout out to Jesse Namaso. We love you. Thank you for being here. God bless you. All right. 29,810 getting back up in the zone. There we go. Symmetrical triangle breaks up. Now your next resistance is coming. You got to break 29,850 to remain bullish. You know, and that's why, you know, small time frames as much as big time frames, you don't just magically hit. That's why I love when people are like, we're going to go here, then we're going to go there. Like, yeah, 35K, then next week, then we're coming back down to 28. And I'm like, it just doesn't work like that. It's just not that easy to predict things. You can't just pull numbers out and just say, this is what's going to happen. I have to say, I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm going to watch it every day. I look at it every single day. And the smartest answer for me is, I have no idea, because I know that the price action has done so many things that I never thought possible out of nowhere. But what I do know is I can look at the probabilities and begin to get a sense, right? Like right now, we're overbought on the stochastic and we're at a resistance. It's likely we're going to roll over and go further, you know, to the downside, but we could just start to pump. But right now, the likelihood is that we don't. We go sideways, you know, unless we miraculously just get this crazy move out. But the indicators to me are now telling me that we're getting a little spent. We also have rising price with falling volume, which tells me that we're losing the buyers into this zone, you know. Then you start making a bit of a flag here like this, and you're making yourself a bit of a bear flag. And you can see that the wick to wick would be the length of that pole. And now you're saying, hey, do we break further down to 29,487? And you still got this big bar of liquidity, just 29.5, 1,000 Bitcoins, trying to load up as much as possible. So, and now you're like, wow, if we don't break through 29,862, like we're likely going further down. All right. And this is how technical analysis can make you make a decision based on probability, right? Not on your emotions or how you feel or what you're thinking. All right. And that's what we do in the trading group. That's what we teach. And that's why we're calm, cool, and collected on a day when Bitcoin is dumping right now, right? And I also know there's going to be opportunity today, tomorrow, the next day. There's going to be opportunity in the market, right? So Chainlink just absolutely just destroying the game. What happened at Chainlink? We put it out in a falling wedge here just recently. We liked our odds with Chainlink. It was looking good. It was up 12%. It continued to blast further to the upside. Had a little bit of a buzz. And Chainlink rips up for 20% gains. I'm just fascinated by this. I gave the 3-punch whammy, EOS, Chainlink. They were all looking pretty good to me. You know what I mean? But I just want to see if I can find this. I was saying EOS, Theta, and link, and I normally don't trade Chainlink, right? But looking at it on the 4-hour time frame, it was in the falling wedge at 660. Looked really nice for a 21% gain up to $8. Right? That was the 4-hour time frame. All right, on MEXC Global. The only thing is, whenever I do a triple, like say I switch this to triple and I do it, it never keeps it, you know. But we were talking somewhere right in here, 660, right? So let's actually bring this further down. But this made 26% gains from when I looked at it, right? So, bang. And I guess, Sean, you could extrapolate just this section here. It'd be kind of like, I'll give it to you. But that's another gainer that I posted. Like in the last, I'm on fire, man. The last few days, I've picked out just a few separate coins here and there, and they've, you know. I call it luck, but then I know luck doesn't exist. It's preparation meets hard work. I'm just grinding, you know. I have a free moment. I don't sit there and just fiddle around. I'm looking for gains for the trading group. I'm working for your $3 a day. I am grinding every single day. And it's funny, I would rarely post Chainlink. Even as I did it, I was like, but the TA... So, like, I don't go by, like, what makes sense. Because, like, if I just woke up one day, I was like, Chainlink, that doesn't make much sense. You know what I mean? But I don't go by what makes sense. You know? I go by, you know... I just go by what looks right. What the technical analysis says. Whenever you get a looping, aggressive push-up on the stochastic, it tells me there's a likelihood of a move coming. Right? A very likelihood of a move. So, and so I saw another flag here too. I don't know. I think I either posted it on the live stream. Maybe I kept it to myself. Usually I don't do that though. So, but it happens. But 26% gains for Chainlink at the flag to the upside. There's another, you know, so XDC I showed you, Chainlink I showed you, AGLD I showed you. And there's more gains. It's not just me. There's elite traders. Sean's awesome in my trading group. David Kendall is amazing. DK. Stack McChange. Like, it's not just me. You know, so like today when I'm out and I have to travel later tonight and I'm traveling, I'll do my Bitcoin update the best I can at a moment, and then I'm traveling. And I'll be on ATB literally. And just, you know, I'm committed to them because I say I'll be somewhere. And literally and then like literally right when that show ends, I'm like ripping, but it sounds like, but I'll be, you know, taking the wires out of my travel setup and getting myself back and getting ready to travel, you know, and I'll be traveling for like about 4 hours in total, about, you know, in general, door to door, depending on traffic and stuff. So that's my night. There'll be traders posting charts in the trading group, you know, so it's infectious, it's amazing, and I love it. So yeah, I love being around that many amazing people that are all we're all looking at the charts together, having a blast, you know, doing our thing. So all right, Chainlink banging on them to the upside, another bigger gain. Is it going to continue? 4 hours looking a little high for me, right? 1 hour time frame, starting to make a bit of a flag. I just flag out the 1 hour. See, like, you can do this lightly. You don't have to put so much pressure on yourself. You can just do it lightly. But there's something up with Chainlink. I mean, that's a pretty big move for it, honestly. Chainlink back to 8 beans. That's a nice move. Something's going on. Someone's using it. Someone needs it. A little more of a buzz for it. It's in a fund or something that we don't know about. Something's happening for Chainlink. So that tells me to put Chainlink on the radar. Keep watching Chainlink and pay attention. Right? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And Bitcoin taking a little bit of a hit today. Moving back to the downside. But we're still going to find the gems and the gold. Because we know, man, we're like a metal detector. It's out there. We just got to look for it. If we believe there's opportunity in the day, there is. If we don't believe there's opportunity, then there isn't. We become the foreseers of our future. We become the creators, the co-creators. Things are going to happen in your life that are out of your control. I'm not saying you can just snap your fingers and do whatever you want. But it's how you react to the situation that matters and how you use each opportunity in your life, you know, for either a different opportunity or to create something. or to create an opportunity for others. All right. Right now, we're watching this, kind of uptrending channel here for Bitcoin. Rising wedges tend to break down 68% of the time. We're getting overbought, and we have resistance at 29,850. All right. We also fell back below resistance at 29,750, got back above it, used it as a little bit of support, and this is just playing mini support and resistance, like extremely mini. All right. And now we're in, kind of a symmetrical, an ascending triangle, or more of a symmetrical, or, has ascending vibes, though. There was a divergence here. So that's a flat down, and that's a nice push up, which tells us that could be our bottom for the day. Until another big surge of bulls come, we're slowing down here now, right? And again, you would just be looking, if you didn't know how to do this, you'd be looking at this right now. The old me before TA, I'd be looking at this nasty red candle on the 4 hour and just being like, I have no idea what's going on. Like, I wouldn't know how to trap the 1 minute and use the 1 minute to my advantage, how to calm down coolly, how to look at my bigger and smaller supportive resistances, how to find my momentum wave, how to calm down. But like, that's the difference between trading for years and becoming a beginning trader too, right? So knowing when to trade, knowing when not to trade, knowing when to add, knowing when not to add, stuff like that. Knowing when to take position, knowing when not to take a position, or when there's a high likelihood to take a position, why and why not. Being able to do that consistently to the point where you just do it because like the charts tell you to do it. It's not what you think or feel. It's just, oh yeah, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to do this now. And you gain this knowledge. It's like an innate sense of you just knowing what to do. You know what to do, and you stop panicking over red and green candles. You realize your emotions had nothing to do with your wins, like you were bugging out, and you realize that you need a system. I can teach you a system. People end with me, my first beginner's class, and they take a deep breath and they're like, oh my gosh, because they're putting so much pressure on how to get in and out of a trade, and they have no idea how to get in. They don't even know, they're like, what was I thinking? How to get in and out of a trade before. And then they had no risk management at all. There was no sense of how much to put into a trade. Why? I give you a calculator, a risk management idea, how to calculate your stop loss, how to go, you got to have proper risk management. I look at my 3-to-1s, then I take that risk management and I bring it to leverage trading. And so leverage trading, as scary as it could be, you just take the same exact way to trade risk and you do it spot. As you do in spot, and you do it leverage trading. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And every time Bitcoin's a little low, I'm going to take a nibble. I just take a little nibble for Bitcoin. You know what I mean? I want to stack as much Bitcoin as I can while everyone else isn't paying attention. So I go to spot here, and I get ready to buy some BTC. All right. Not perpetual, just BTC. You see that? And it's at 29,832. And I'm not grabbing 10 grand of it or 3,000, I grab $500 worth of Bitcoin right now. Just to keep. And I just always add to my Bitcoin stash. And I pay 0 fees doing this. 0 fees. That's the main reason I'm doing it on MEXC. 0 fees. Eventually, I'll transfer it to, after a week or two, or maybe a month of accumulating, maybe less, depending. I send it to a hardware wallet, right? And then I just continue to, next thing you know, you look at the hardware wallet, there's way more Bitcoin than you realized, and I just continuously do this. And I've been doing this for years now, right? Now, to me, 15,000 to 30,000, great buy area, a great buy area, absolutely beautiful buy area for Bitcoin, all right? Few things you want to see for BTC that can get you kind of going is you want to check out the all-time history index or the Brave New Brave New. You can do the BLX, whatever gives you a bigger idea here. So right now we're kind of playing around with this 200 SMA. We lose this, we're gonna drop. We're gonna drop. I'm telling you right now. The second 43 minutes and 50 seconds, this candle will close. And it looks like it's highly likely going to close. I have this fun, not fun. It's not fun, I guess. I mean, but is the second this candle closes, open up a short and put a stop loss like right above these two candles, on the other side of the 200 SMA. And you may get stopped out. It may, but I've backtested this theory and I can show you, and I do it on the live stream a lot, which I'm nice enough. But like say right here, this right when this candle closed and you put a stop loss right above here, like same idea as what we're doing now. This candle would have closed below the 200 SMA, opened this short right here, stop loss above this area, right? Because you got these candles, and you're on the other side of the 200 SMA, and then you just ride that short. If it came back up again and couldn't get back, once this came back down, you ride it the same way as if it just had opened up below again. This one you do the same, but it wouldn't have worked out, but you would have gotten two nice rides. Here you do the same thing. You open up the short right here, right? Stop has to be on the other side of the 200 SMA, though. So the risk changes the more that gap is created too, But you can adjust your position to a smaller position to handle that risk. You get so if this is bigger, I put less money in. If it's smaller, I put more. As long as you understand risk management, it all you just adjust the math. And look at the gain there, though. Even if you took it to here or anywhere here, Same thing here, open up the short. Pretty good gain. So I'm just, I'm not guaranteeing a move down, but I am saying, hey, look here, you open the short right there after that first candle below the 200 SMA. I mean, you're paid. Stop loss on the other side never gets hit. It's another win right there. Fine, this one turns into nil. Boom. If it turns into nil, it means the bulls are strong. And if you flip bullish, it's a really good idea because then look, the same idea the other way. And you can trade this same idea. You can trade, hey, once you get above the 200 SMA on the 4 hour, you open up a long. And the games continue. So it's a cool little way to trade. You got to be disciplined with it. It gives you like 4 to 5 trades a month, depending. You can do it on any asset in the world, Forex, Bitcoin, you name it. And say thank you if you make gains. All right. So that's one idea there. Bitcoin losing that 200 SMA in the 4 hour, not my favorite friend. Definitely something that I am paying attention to closely for a loss possibly, And we know now we have major resistance at the weekly 30,300 region. We just can't get back above it. We could just be toying around and we could get back above this at the end of the day today, right? But right now, that's Bear City. And in 40 minutes, this candle, is about to close. And the stochastics are telling us we're very overbought for a move to the downside. So my stochastics are high. And my telltale signal being below the 200 SMA. So I'm not saying I know what's going to happen or I guarantee or yada, yada, yada. But the charts are telling me, hey, man, a move is coming here and you got to pay attention, right? So that's Bitcoin today in a bit of a nutshell, right? And don't worry, I got Bitcoin on different charts. Watching Chainlink in a falling wedge here, if it can kiss this 121 SMA, chance it can go up some more. Something's brewing here for Chainlink, all right? Let's take a look at the DXY, which is the dollar index. Kind of take a look at what's happening there too as well. All right. Hope you're getting a lot out of today. I am. Some days are just heavy teaching days. Today's one of those days. I do get exhausted at the end of these. I'll be honest with you. My mind is moving 1,000 miles a minute. I'm thinking of ways to help you. I want to, turn this, and I also want to make it an entertaining show that doesn't leave you kind of sitting there. I want you to keep feeling that love, feeling that movement. So. All right, so the dollar index on the 4 hour does get overbought and does try to bounce. Does attempt to bounce. Remember, we had it in this bear flag, so let's take a look. We built this bear flag. It didn't really hold it too well. Came back on out. So the dollar index getting a bit of a bounce back to the upside. All right. I guess you could call that a little bit of bullish divvy there slightly, I guess right there because it's like technically flat or to the downside, and that did move up. So yeah, I'll give that as bullish divergence. pretty much flat. It's exaggerated. I call that exaggerated bullish. When this is flat and this moves up, you get exaggerated bullish. It did play out. You got the push up. You broke the high, came back down. You did the SR flip. Previous resistance became support. You bounced off that. You broke that high. So now you're looking for the higher low, looking for the pullback to the higher low, overbought on the 4-hour time frame. All right. But all we want to do is see this continue further to the downside, right? So how does that happen? Let's take a look. Wow, daily wants to bounce back too. So watch a bounce on this dollar. Dollar's trying to make a bit of a bounce back to the upside, gaining that $100 psychological area back too as well. Dollar wants to bounce back up, all right? And we could make this somewhat like this. Guess that makes a lot of sense, right? And so we say, hey, it technically hit the bottom target of the channel, and now you're looking for it to make a move back to the top of the channel. That's just pattern trading. It's crazy how, like, what's supposed to happen just happens, even though, like, it's macroeconomic. Like, the dollar should be doing it. This happens here. The Bitcoin goes, like, it just, I just, technical analysis just absolutely fascinates me. So, I mean, I would have to say this dollar wants to break back up. Now, it could pump with Bitcoin. They've dumped together. They can pump together, you know? So it doesn't mean it's all doom and gloom for BTC. But right now, this gets above this medium point. This RSI breaks above that yellow line. And we'll take a double look at that, which it already has right there. I mean, that's a pretty bullish sign that you're going to get somewhat of a move further up. So the hidden bearish played out. We talked about it. We called the top, or that local top at least, right here. This was swinging down while RSI was swinging up, and we were high on the stochastics, overbought, lower low, you know, and we dropped. Then I made the symmetrical. And we basically hit, you know, pretty close to the target of the symmetrical, and we hit the bottom of this trend line. I had it drawn a little further out, way like this. But you know what? There's a chance that that is the trend right there, and that we're riding it. I could readjust it somewhat, and we're bouncing off of it here. We could even use that as a marker bean. 1, 2, 3. So right now, the daily wants to point back to the upside here. 4 hours a little overbought, but could still move. The 1 hour. So you're looking... You know, if you just, even if you don't want to trade the dollar index, I'd flag it out anyway just to see how it reacts to Bitcoin. It goes sideways, it could be better for Bitcoin. If it goes down in a falling wedge, it would be a little bit better for Bitcoin. Either way, it looks like it's attempting to make a continuation pattern here on the 1 hour. The daily looks pretty good. And honestly, it could get all the way back up to climb to 102. And then we could reconvene. But it does look like it can get there and have a little bit of trouble at 101.39. The dollar index, interesting, showing signs of things I didn't think about. So that's why I look at it every day. Let's look at the total market cap for all of cryptocurrency. What is it doing? What is it thinking? Got the beautiful move up. Unlike Bitcoin, it's a lot further away from its all-time high, its previous left high at 1.126 billion dollar. Right? It didn't break out of this. This was a descending triangle. It didn't look too good to me. Right? Had somewhat of a double bottom though. All right, and so here we stand with this pattern forming. So realistically, it looks like we got an ascending triangle that broke back out and broke back inside, right? And so if it can continue to hold this trend line, by golly gee oh my, we could continue to move up to $1.25 billion. However, these are 50% patterns that can break up or down, and maybe we got our move back down for a bigger double bottom here, right? So take a look at our daily and our 22, and they're both getting oversold, all right? And this is the total market cap of all of cryptocurrency, all right? But that 4 hours overbought and really wants to dump. 4 hour time frame is taking control right now and looking very bearish, I have to say, you know. High probability that we break further to the downside. What could save the day? Some type of smaller time frame bounce. 15-minute here, bounces back up. We stay in here sideways. So I'd watch the smaller time frame for a possible bounce on the total market cap. Could keep us in the game, you know, just a little bit. So these are the signals and signs that we're looking for to kind. You know, we lose this level, you do a bearish retest, then you're looking for shorts. You're looking for all the 3S tokens on KuCoin, the 3S tokens on MEXC. You're looking to open up some shorts, you know. Another cool way to do that too is to track Bitcoin 3S on any, you know, on any exchange, on MEXC, on KuCoin. I use KuCoin a lot just because it's the one I'm using. I look at mainly. And what I want to do when I look at this is I want to look if there's any type of bullish sign, you know, that this could bounce or, so, you know, like if this gets back above the 200 SMA, just like Bitcoin's losing the 200 SMA on the 4 hour, this gets back above it, then there's a chance it gets a bit of a move, right? So that's how I use the, you know, that's why I look at the short instruments, because the short instruments, assets, whatever you want to call them, ETFs, they give me a better sense of probability of how to trade the asset that I'm looking at too, right? That's the inverse of this asset, right? So a little bit of a flag here, bounce back up. 4 hour says there's way more gas coming where this came from. So now I'm looking for some type of flag here too. So like we watched the dollar index, and the Bitcoin short tends to pump with the dollar, right? So like if the dollar moves, the Bitcoin short will move, you know? So I'll flag this 15-minute out. If this stays in some type of more bullish flag, it tells me, you know, to short Bitcoin, right? And I'm giving you the secrets here, and this is what people learn in the trading group. And this is how you learn how to short the market, because now if you know how this is going to go, so then you can find, you know, you'll flip this upside down. Bitcoin will look very similar. You'll find a bear flag. And so you could take this asset, see this, flip it upside down, go to MEXC, open up the futures account, and short the market out of a bear flag, just like you would have traded this out of a bull flag, right? And I'm flipping the chart upside down here using Alt-I as my way to do so, right? Hope I didn't leave you. Hope you're still there with me, understanding what's happening, all right? Bitcoin at 29,850. Kind of the dust has slowly settled here on the smaller time frame. Man, we'll go to BTC, USD here back. I just used the Binance chart because that was my go-to chart to begin with when it all began. All right. So let's see how this is brewing, so to speak. Technically still in a bit of an ascending triangle, right? 50-50 pattern. Base of the triangle. So that's too high. There's the break up, or the breakdown, the breakdown, or the break up. And so right now, I mean, you have this is like going to Vegas here. You got a 50% shot of this going up or down. If you open up this trade, you know, you're overbought on the stochastics, which tell me that if you do have a shot, you could extend this a little bit. You could say maybe we come back down a little more, you know. There's a chance you do break out of this. And this is Bitcoin on the 1 minute on a Thursday. You know, it's like, but what we did do is we were able to kind of figure out when price action was beginning to slow down. Like that was a furious sell-off. But you know, what I love about my channel is if I was new to trading, if I had been trading 2 to 3 years, I would love my channel because I would come here and I'd see a dump and I'd be like, man, and I'd know that Sam, the lifer, me, right, will be sitting on like, you know, calmly on like a very small time frame and be drawing the patterns and showing me signs and just, and I'd be at least be able to be like, oh wow, like the dump has stopped for a while. We calmly have price action trapped inside a range. I get what's going on. You know what I mean? So now you're looking for a possible double bottom here, right? So you're looking, okay, you could fall out of this pattern. Can you double bottom at 29,650? Now you lose that level. We know the levels to watch because we've been talking about it. All right, if you're new to the channel, thank you for being here. God bless each and every one of you. We're working hard. It's not easy. All right, but nothing worth doing is easy, said my father. And he said it all the time, over and over and over again to me. Nothing's easy, Sam. Nothing's easy. Sometimes he said it kind of like, I told you, nothing's easy, you know. Why'd you think it was easy? Nothing's easy. You got to get it done, you know. And what he means, too, is like you got to get off your butt and get it in. And you got to focus and you got to square away and you got to make it happen. And one thing my dad always said to me is no one's going to do it for you, you know. I can't do it for you. I can do everything I can, and then it's on you. He even said it to me, right? Like, as my father. I wish my dad could come on the show and do like a comedy thing. Dude's the funniest dude, man. When I think about him, I see him smiling, and I think of making a joke. You know, I really do. God rest my dad's soul, man. He's such a great guy. Miss him more than you would ever know. So, like, the stochastics do say we were going to dump. See, they say, and I love the 1 minute because the 1 minute will also teach you stochastics are side. Like, they were low, they were high, they were coming down. Look, price is coming down now. Doesn't mean it's going to make a massive dump. But it says, hey, like, this is, you know, and you could say, hey, we're losing the level already. That was a nice move. But you got to be a little forgiving on the smaller time frames, kind of as you're, you know, as you're creatively building the next pattern. All right, what's up with the chat? Sorry, I haven't seen the chat. I've been like just grinding. Sam, I'm so sorry I missed out on so many shows. It's okay. We love you. Can you check ALGO Lifer anytime? Shout out to Ed. It's Bitsky, man. We love you, brother. Yeah, and I want to talk about FedNow today, too. FedNow is launching. Kind of creepy, right? I had here the Federal Reserve announces organization certified as ready for FedNow. So we're gonna talk about that right now, actually. Hi, my name is Samuel James Price, and I'm the Crypto Lifer. Every day I do a show called the Crypto Lifer Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. And we give you a 3 to 5 minute piece of the news so you can see what's happening, like FedNow and what's going on with that, and all sorts of other interesting topics. So we're going to jump in today, and we're going to start today with the Federal Reserve and FedNow, announcing organizations that are certified and ready for the FedNow service so we can see who's already behind the scenes working. All right, on June 29th, the Federal Reserve announced that 57 early adopter organizations, including financial institutions and service providers, have completed formal testing and certification on the FedNow service in advance of its launch in late July. And there you go. And these are all the people that are in, like Bank of New York Mellon, right? Buffalo Federal Bank, JP Morgan Chase, of course, right? Millennium Corporate Credit Union. And it may be someone that you know, U.S. Century Bank, Wells Fargo, and more. And then even payment providers, Open Payment Network, and other people that you may have seen. FedNow, right? And what is FedNow, right? It's live. Look at the way they did this. Like, who designed this? Interesting. But it's now. All right, read the announcement. So Federal Reserve announces its new system for instant payments. The FedNow service is now live. On Thursday, announced its new system for instant payments. The FedNow service is now live. Banks and credit unions of all sizes can sign up and use this tool to instantly transfer money for their customers any time of the day on any day of the year. The Federal Reserve built the FedNow service to help make everyday payments over the coming years faster and more convenient, said Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. Over time, as more banks choose to use this new tool, the benefits to individuals and businesses will include enabling a person to immediately receive a paycheck or a company to instantly access funds when an invoice is paid. The Federal Reserve on Thursday announced its new system for instant payments. The FedNow service is live now. So you're a company, you sign up to FedNow, and like you're able to pay the people that work for you. Like they want employees to be. I mean, this is the beginning of that movie 12 Monkeys where Bruce Willis is living inside a little pod, right? This is crazy. This is how it starts. They roll it in slow, and they want you to be your friend. Oh, we're your friend. FedNow too. They don't even I don't know. Pretty weird. But that's what's happening. This is today. This is real life. We heard about it for years. Like this dystopian reality of 1984 is really coming true today. Amazing. Binance Labs invests $10 million in DeFi lender Radiant, and it jumps 10%. I mean, why not? The protocol is built on architecture of Layer 0, which raised $120 million at a $3 billion valuation last year. Venture capital arm of Binance has invested $10 million in Radiant Capital, a decentralized finance. People have been trading it, asking me about it. It's having a little bit of a wave. You hear about it more, right? Radiant. I hear about it. You hear about it. We're all been hearing about it. Radiant. It's built on architecture from Layer 0 Labs, another Binance Labs portfolio company. The lending platform aims to take on DeFi's fragmented liquidity problem by serving as a money market where users can deposit and borrow assets across multiple chains. Traders known as dynamic liquidity providers, DLPs, baby, can lock in that native RDNT token to profit from interest and flash loan fees and have governance authority with a Radiant DAO. That's amazing. The protocol's platform fees are paid out in Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, and stable coins. Radiant, which currently has about $265 million in total value locked, according to DeFi Llama data. The platform supports more than 200 collateral options and plans to add new options in the future as Radiant DAO expands the functionality to additional chains. You can see where Binance is putting their money. They're continuing to invest into DeFi. And Radiant is a coin that we have traded on and off, something we may be looking at in the next few weeks. Could get some more liquidity from this. Good to know. Good to know. Bitcoin spot ETFs could bring $30 billion in new demand. Crypto trader NY Dig says a lot can be learned from the listing of the first gold ETF. But looking to the past also comes with some caveats. All right. The spot ETF fever has gripped the crypto market in recent weeks. That's what I've been talking about today. There's FOMO behind the scenes right now for these Bitcoin ETFs. I know you're seeing the price right now up and down, and you're at 29.8, 29, 30,000, and have no fear. In my humble opinion, the bottom is in at 15.8. Companies feel good. Technical analysis are kind of in there. If we go lower than that, there's some huge black swan event that's going crazy, and I think like you're going to be hugging your wife and kids and not your Bitcoin Satoshis. But you never know. You know, I'm open-minded. I do keep them in case, but you never know. The spot ETF fever has gripped the crypto market in recent weeks thanks to filings by BlackRock and Fidelity. The brand recognition of BlackRock and iShares franchise, familiarity with the purchase of sales methods through security brokers, and simplicity of position and reporting, risk management, and tax reporting. A spot ETF could bring some noted benefits compared to existing alternatives. I mean, I believe it can too as well. Big money coming in to crypto if these ETFs come in, right? Even if small amounts, like just 5%. If they put 5% of their funds into, oh my God, the money would be out of control. UK Finance Ministry firmly disagrees with calls to regulate crypto as gambling. The UK government has dismissed the idea of regulating the cryptocurrency sector like gambling. This is good to know. The UK Financial Service Minister Andrew Griffith told Parliament Treasury Committee on Thursday that the Finance Ministry firmly disagrees with its recent recommendations to regulate retail trading and investment activity in crypto assets as gambling. Reuters first reported the ministry wants to oversee the crypto industry in the same manner as other financial services, rather than positioning the country at odds with global regulators. Regulating crypto like gambling would not address risk factors, such as demonstrated by the collapse of the crypto exchange of FTX, Griffin added. So it's good and bad. Funny, happy days, baby, happy days, right? Tito, but it's funny, we're talking about the UK, England, happy days, right? And Kraken's crypto facilities appoints a hedge fund veteran as the CEO. It's a pretty big deal. All right. And Bitmain launches Filecoin mining machines with a $40,000 price tag. Filecoin, make it a little bit of a jump. Seems like there's desire to mine it. That's interesting. So, and that's your news for the day. Hope that gets you excited and ready to go. It got me pretty excited. So, hey, if it got me excited, and I'll watch the news every single day. And come back. We live every single day, Monday through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. I think I said Saturday. Back to Bitcoin going sideways now. Finally kind of trapped it here inside of this ascending. Sorry, I keep calling it an ascending triangle. Ascending triangles are 50%. However, after a climb up, after a massive dump and some divergence, usually it could kind of remain as that like cup with the slight handle. We could start getting a push further to the upside. Usually that is your bottom for the day, and we start getting higher highs. We see that we have a major resistance that we must break at 29,850 to remain bullish, and that's kind of Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell as it sticks inside of the pattern here before we see anything bigger coming. All right. Let's take a look at the super chats. I have not been able to look at them today as much as I used to. Shout out to the $10 from Crypto Seth. Great show, old man, my man. God bless you, brother. Thank you for the 10. Can you check ALGO, Lifer? Thank you. Shout out to Rob asking about ALGO Rand. And shout out to everybody here on the live. We appreciate you all for being here. I'll be on Around the Blockchain later today. All right. Also on Wendy O, I believe, at about 1 p.m. Pacific time. Check me out on Wendy O's channel. I can't wait to see you there. I just hit a jackpot at a casino. Wow. Is that a mean start of an alt season? We're going to look at that slowly. Bitcoin dominance. I think Bitcoin gets one more massive pump up here. Actually, the charts convey Bitcoin gets one more massive pump up here before, right? So, and remember, join the trading group. Jump into MEXC. It's the place to be. I'm telling you right now, if you're going to do this, if you're going to attempt to become a trader, you got to use the tools that are there to help you, right? Shout out to ITrust Capital. If you want to open up a Roth IRA, if you already have one, roll it on into ITrust Capital today. It's going to help you. Hit the QR code or hit the link in the description below to ITrust Capital. We love you. Thank you for the awesome partnership with ITrust Capital. And again, that's a Roth IRA. You access it when you're 59 and a half years old, right? It's a place to keep your cryptocurrency for a long time into the future, but you'll be able to buy and sell it tax-free. So you have a huge gain. You can buy and sell inside of that Roth IRA tax-free. I think it's an amazing idea. So just another place to diversify. It's also backed by the state in a different way than all the other places you have your crypto, besides your own hardware wallet. And there's risk to everything, no matter what. So just, keep that in your idea. Keep that in your mind. All right. So big day today. You're going to see me 3 times. I can't do the weekly screen share to my trading group. We'll kind of change that because I have to travel. I'm so sorry. But I don't know why Thursdays happen to be these travel days, but they happen to be the day to travel for me personally, Got to get the wife and kids at the airport on Friday after their beautiful trip. So hope everybody comes back safe and everyone is back to normal. And I can't wait, right? So still watching this ascending triangle. And actually, this is a pattern that we see a lot. It's like the cup with the handle on these really small time frames, and it tends to break up pretty nicely over time. We've seen it many, many times break up. Right now, high likelihood of a bounce. Got this cool little flag. You got the length of the pole, and the stochastics want to push. Can we finally get this breakout and break through 29,850 and at least kind of come to challenge the 200 SMA here, and then hit the measured move back to 30,050, get back above 30K. Only time will tell, but that's what we're looking for here on the 1 minute time frame for Bitcoin. Possible long right there, possible long scalp out of this flag to the upside. If we get rejected here, you stay short, right? So let's take a look at ALGO. ALGO is just, honestly, I love, great project and all that, but oh my gosh, beat to the ground. See, if you didn't know, you'd just be looking at this red candle. You'd be like, what is that? But you're nestled in with me nice and cozy on the 1 minute. And you're along for the ride with the lifer. You know what I mean? So thank you for your viewership. Thank you for everyone being here. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on in. Let's take a look at ALGO USDT. Algorand on KuCoin MEXC, Binance. And ALGO is just following Bitcoin to a T. Bitcoin continues to dump. ALGO will continue to dump, no matter how low it really is. All right. ALGO is attempting to find some type of bottom here. I tell people, when I talk about ALGO here, I say, hey, you got to believe in it long term and be just accumulating at these beautiful levels. And that's it. I would buy $500 worth of ALGO and store it away and just, it is what it is. Again, I'm not personally doing that. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying you should be taking this financial advice. I never tell you what to buy or sell. I'm a teacher, you're a student. That's our relationship. I'm going over concepts and ideas with technical analysis. All right. ALGO super low. It's in a falling wedge. You'd like to see it get a bit of a bounce. It looks like it's bottomed. That's going to be the low of its long bull here. It can leave the bull somewhere in late October of 2024, maybe even. This thing could take some time. I've kind of, I don't know. I don't want to hurt the ALGO community. There's people that love this coin. I'm a little Chainlink's doing better than ALGO. That's saying something. You know what I mean? Chainlink. I'm just, So for me, I would wait for it to get back above 16 cents. Retest there, then it can show you that that's possibly its high or low, and you can move out from there. Otherwise, you're playing Russian roulette with a falling wedge in an overbought three-day chart, right? Daily's also getting overbought, and you didn't really break a previous high. Doesn't look, that's not like a strong, that's not strong. Like, you know, you have local resistance for ALGO at 12 cents and 64 and 64. So, fine. Yes, I'll say, hey, a little bit of bullish divvy here. As this swings up and that does swing down and you got it, but you got rejected by the resistance again. And you're still at this area. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you go lower and come to 8 cents. So, I don't know. You got to watch it closely. Algorand. So, for me, man, man or woman, anyone watching, I mean, it's got to get back above 15, 16 cents bounce here, right? Use that as a bounce, at least. Show me that it's going to, you know, it has bottomed out at some point. I believe in the project long term. And, you know, I have some conviction it will get to $5 over time. But it may take 2 years, 2.5 years. Right? Right now, it's a tough swing trade. And to me, it's either a long-term hold because you believe in it, or it's a stay away till it finds bigger support. For me. I like to swing trade where the money is and figure that out, you know, so. All right, everyone, I'm out here for the day. Thank you so much for jumping on in. We got Bitcoin kind of where we left it at. Can it break out of this little tiny falling wedge? Can it make a move out of this ascending triangle? If it doesn't, it comes down for that double bottom and retest that 29,600 area. If it can pump back up and get above this local resistance it has now created at 29,850 and get back to the possibly the 200 SMA here and to about 30, get back above 30K. But right now, we can see that we have local resistance at 29,850, and Bitcoin's kind of stuck inside of a sideways range, all right? And it's a 50-50 pattern that can go either way, right? And you know, low stochastic suggests a nice little scalp could be coming out of this falling wedge. If we can break above here, that would tell me that we could probably head up to the 200 SMA. So if we break 29,850, it tells me we can probably get back to 30K, all right? And that's my update for BTC. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. May God bless you all. I don't know how we got through another beautiful live stream, but we did. All right. He bought more Casper on the live too. Yes, I did. Yeah. Check altcoin season index, please. What do you like about Chainlink, brother? It's old school. A lot of coins still use it on the back end. I think other bigger coins will use it as well. So it's just something that it's just I don't see it going away. All right, I hold a little bit of it. And honestly, when I saw that move, I just saw that Chainlink looked good as a swing trade. I just put my system on whatever I can see, and if I see something that makes sense, I was surprised it was Chainlink. Like if you put the name and block the name out, like I don't even need to know the ticker. The ticker, fine, it comes up because I see it, but I don't need to know the ticker. I'm just looking at price action, and I can tell when price action has a move. Up major in Caspa. Caspa's just doing well, you know. This looks like it's going to bounce right here, right now. See that curve on the stochastics? Triple bottom there. Finally, I mean, it's like a inverted head and shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder. Boom. Come on now. We'll look at RAZE Network from yesterday. If the person's here, I hope they're here. That would be awesome. If not, it's all good. It happens, right? Wow, and Caspa's strong, right? And again, we gave you this coin too as well, like before it popped. And then we even gave you the 4-hour. I was going over the 4-hour one day. I was like, this thing is hot. Daily's getting overbought now. Telling you it's time to take some profit. But now it has some like higher support zones, which it may hold. Like right here, previous resistance. I'd love to see it hold above 3 cents and make that its new kind of, you know. But this thing has just been slowly doing its thing. We sold up here, we waited, we bought back in here. And then boom, our bags ripped to the upside. Absolutely ripped. Caspa bags. Go to Caspa. Not Casta too, K-A-S. But it's at like $33.95. Yeah, $10,480. Bags are ripping, man. I never thought I'd have a $10,000 bag of Casper, but it just slowly continues to grow. Shout out to Lakochi Coker. We love you, brother. Thank you for being here. Let's take a look at RAZE. The RAZE network. All right, asked about yesterday. We're just doing a double up extra read all about it. Market cap almost too small for me. 493,000. I mean, that's a gamble. That's insanity. All right, so that's just right off the bat. Substrate-based cross-chain privacy protocol for Polkadot. It's building a cross-chain privacy middleware for DeFi and Web3. It's the native privacy layer that can provide anonymity for the entire DeFi and Web3 stack. RAZE has cool ideas. All right, interesting. Building a multi-chain privacy middleware. I see. It makes sense. I think they're serious. It's almost too serious to like fake, but you never know. But it seems serious. Gate.io and LA Token. It doesn't have a lot of places to get on. You know, very small, unknown coin. I don't know. It got dumped all the way from 004 to 49 to 0042. Yeah, it's half a penny. It's half a penny. No, it's almost half a penny. Tiny market cap. I don't know, man. It's not on a lot of exchanges. It doesn't even have an address. I don't know. Oh, it does. It has this. Sorry, it has an address. It's got a BNB and an Ethereum address. I'll just look at the chart one time. I don't like this thing at all, personally. Again, I'm sorry if someone was a creator. This is your project or something. I shouldn't say anything because I don't want to fight. We should just have a silent thing. If I don't say anything about it, it means I don't like it. You know? That way I don't have to say anything bad about anything. But I mean, look, that looks like a rug pull to me. You see that? Like, it's just all the way in the dumps, man. Yeah, I'm going to move on. All right? I'm going to move on. Making me sick looking at this. It's making me freaking sick looking at this thing over here. Get it away from me. Take it away. Take it away from me. I don't want to look at it again. Shout out to everybody here on the live. I appreciate you all. Shout out to Love Lording. Shout out to the Blue Crew. Shout out to everybody here. GF Burke. Thank you for jumping on in. Shout out to my sponsors and all awesome here. Shout out to ITrust Capital. We appreciate you. Hit the link and the QR code right there. Shout out to BOOKMAP. We love you. Shout out to TradingView. Jump in and get a TradingView account today. Shout out to Brave. Open up a Brave browser account today with my Brave link. We don't talk about Brave enough and how much we love it. And just shout out to everybody here on the live. I thank you so much for everything. Open up a MEXC account. Open up a Discord. Get yourself into the Discord. Join the trading group. We're going to teach you how to make the gains that we showed you today. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And I thank you for coming on in. I'll see you later today inside the trading group. I believe I'm on Wendy O's channel later as well, which is going to be awesome. And I'm also going to be on ATB at 5 p.m. So look out. You ain't seen the end of this suit for the rest of the day. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. Let's finish the water. Why not? Stay hydrated all the way. I love you all. I thank you all. And you have no idea. I appreciate you all more than you would ever know. As we push through this hard bear market, nothing is easy, as my father said. And this has not been easy at all. At all. So God bless you all. Thank you. And I'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream back in the home studio. Thank you out. Thank you guys. I just want to say thank you over and over again. There's just, my gratitude is overabundant, full of abundance. And there's so much of it. I want to see. It's just, I wish there was another way to get it out. But gratitude and thank you to each and every one of you. God bless. Have a great day.